This podcast is sponsored by YSC Real Estate Group, offering a tailor-made service, versatility and expertise for all your real estate needs. Are you thinking about selling, buying, investing or having your properties managed? For more information, check our website, www.yscrealestategroup.com. We are passionate about real estate and we love to support local businesses. We hope you guys enjoy the podcast. Cheers.
Yeah.
Well, let me introduce John Tsai, our guest here. John Tsai is a real estate agent in Vancouver. He's a realtor at EXP Realty. He's on the MLS President's Club top 1%, MLS Gold Masters Medallion Club top 10%. I didn't even know they had these awards. John. we got to get there.
They don't do those awards in Calgary.
You guys, I heard it's more so just company awards, not really MLS awards, right?
Yeah,
like remakes and stuff like that.
Right.
Yeah, and how long you been doing real estate for?
I've been selling for 15 years. So July would be full 15 years and then going on to my 16 after that.
You're double me.
I'm old, dude.
How old are you?
I'm 41.
41.
Oh, you look so young, bro.
Bro.
You look like our age.
You guys early 30s?
Yeah, you're the same age as my sister. 1979?
Yeah.
80. So January 1980. Yeah.
Okay.
That's around there. Just teetering off of the Gen X era.
Nice.
So I am a millennial.
Yeah.
Proud of
it. Older millennial.
Yeah.
But 15 years, that's a long time. Like it's like a whole agent's careers. And at that age, like I feel like you could almost do double that.
Yeah. I mean, man, it's been a journey, right? And I'm sure 7 years is a journey too.
Yeah.
Like, and I always kudos to any Calgary agents that I speak to. The last 7 years has been a doozy.
Yeah.
Because you probably came in when it was just crashing.
I literally got in the year that it crashed. Like
there you go.
Yeah, it was just like a straight crash. Like the only thing that I've known is this shitty market. But the thing is that like it was easy to build it and it was at a good pace to this point where it is getting busy that like we can keep up with it, right?
That's awesome.
Yeah. So
I got lucky. I got like the first couple years really good, but I find our business is pretty steady and it's pretty growing. It's like growing, right? So I also feel like your business can grow in a shitty market or not in a shitty market, depending on how much work you put into it, right?
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. Again, just kudos to you guys, props to you guys for sticking it out. It's not easy. Real estate's not easy, and real estate in Calgary, I know specifically, it's not easy. So
Vancouver you must just be loving Vancouver real estate, eh? It's just been going up.
Yeah. You know, we are blessed. I'm not going to say that we're not. And the constant thing that I struggle with is like, are we good or is the market good?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And a lot of times the market is really great, and I'm just feeling blessed. You know, when it does have a blip or a dip in the market, it doesn't last very long. 6 to maybe maximum 8 months. You're like, oh wow, I'm kind of twirling my thumbs, but it recovers well. Yeah.
What got you into real estate?
It's a great question. 22 years old. I was just minding my own business right after graduation, UBC, and I was out in Asia for psychology, UBC psychology major. Right, and couldn't do much with it, so I was like, oh, kind of lost. And I met this gentleman at the gym. This was in Taiwan, and he was financially free at 42 years old. I said, wow, what do you do? I'm like, you just like work out every day. Like I see you every day. Do you even work? He's like, no, well, I sold my language school and, you know, I'm retired. I'm like, oh my gosh. So what did you do? He's like, well, I bought and sold a lot of real estate, and then I bought the business, the language school, and then I sold it for a profit. And now I'm financially free. I'm still collecting a passive income. Yeah. And I said, okay, what book would you recommend me read? And he said, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Just go read that book. You'll understand that, you know, all Is that the book for you guys too?
Yeah.
I think it's the book for everyone.
Yeah,
It's just I hear it all the time, and totally.
Yeah, I feel like it's like the fundamental book that gets you into real estate. Like I read that book in high school, and like even though I didn't really understand it to its full potential, but as you start like getting into like real life stuff and seeing things, and you kind of just relay it back to the book, like it's all just starts making sense again, right? So you're like, oh shit, like, but we read that in high school.
Yeah.
So,
It's a game changer, man. Total game changer. So after that, I thought, wow, the only thing that I actually got from that book was the real estate part. I'm like, this is easy enough, because I'm not a tech guy. I'm not like, I'm not smart. I'm UBC psychology. I got my way out of school the easy way. I went from pre-commerce to economics, and then to psychology, just so I could get out of school. I hated school so much. And so I'm like, okay, if I know this real estate thing, all I need to do is learn about real estate, buy and sell real estate, and create passive income. I said, okay, great. How was I going to do that? Okay, well, I'm going to go get my license, because I didn't have any capital to invest. I might as well go sell real estate. So I kind of stumbled into it 2006. See, I procrastinated for 4 years before I got my license. 1999, 2000, Y2K, I don't know. There was a huge slowdown, and then it went on fire, and then it was just starting to teeter off, and then I got in. Right. So I did 2 deals in the first 6 months, and I was with my mentor at the time. I earned $2,500 in my first 6 months in real estate.
Hey, that's good.
Well, I guess so. I mean, to me, what? I was like, oh, this has got to be normal. This has got to be normal, right? And so 2007, I got a little bit lucky. I think I caught the last wave of the pre-construction craze. 2007. So I did 17 transactions that year, and I thought I made it, right? I was like, okay, well, this is easy enough. I just need to talk to my friends and family, and they just send me business. I did 1 listing sold. So 1 listing sold, and then 16 buyer deals. Crazy. And of which a majority were pre-construction. And then, what happened 2008, right? Like everything started crashing down, and I did, so 2007, I worked probably 4 days a week, 5 days a week, and maybe 5 hours a day. I was like, oh man, I hit the jackpot. Earn $100,000 in your first full year in real estate. I made it. And then 2008, I worked 7 days a week, and I did 10 deals. And I was like, you got into $80,000 in debt. Shit. Right, because 2007, I went and bought a car that was 100,000
with your earnings.
You spent all your money on a car.
I didn't even get it yet, because pre-construction commissions don't come until 6 months later, or 90 days to 6 months later. So I didn't even get paid. I've spent the money in advance.
Damn.
So when the money came, I was like, okay, wait a minute, I have no cash, and I got to pay back this credit card debt.
What did you
buy? 80. I bought a lot of shit. I bought my girlfriend.
The car.
The car. I bought this one over here. No, it was the X5 at that time. Was the new X5. And then I was super excited. I was like, oh, 4.8 liter. I gotta get the biggest one, the biggest rims too. It's stupid, but it was a lesson. It was a lesson. Sure. Yeah.
What are the commissions in Vancouver? How do the commissions work for risk? Yeah.
You know what? Back 2006, 2007, we started out charging 7% on the first 100,000 and 2.5 on the remaining balance. And then I did that for a long time. And then I started hearing about people charging 7 and 3. So I started charging 7 and 3 starting 2015. And it's been like that until now. We're starting to charge 7 and 3.5. I hear you guys are both the same, 7 and 3.5.
We're 7 and 3,
yeah. 7 and 3 as well. Okay. Okay. Yeah.
But the properties in Vancouver are way bigger, and like.
Well, that's the thing. Yeah. So my average commission, because my average sales price around 850.
Yeah.
So
and those are just 1-bedroom condos, right?
Oh, pretty much, right? Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah. In downtown would be a 850, 100. Yeah, 1 bedroom and den condo.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's a nice big house in Calgary.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Yo, you need
Yeah, you can get a really nice house in a pretty good community for that price, like inner city as
Wow.
well.
No way. Really?
Yeah.
You need to send all your clients to Calgary. We could help them out
Yeah,
investing.
seriously,
Yeah.
man.
Well,
Honestly,
we're seeing that a lot right now. We're seeing
Mhm.
a lot of investors coming in.
Yeah,
Right.
a lot of people from Asia actually. I heard there's actually an influx of people buying from Hong Kong because of what's going on over there right now. That there's a lot of
Yes.
instability, so they're flooding wherever they can go just to park their money, just in case like shit hits the fan with China. So
Yeah, that makes sense, right? And you guys don't have a foreign buyer tax at all, so I think that's
yeah,
good. And I would think your cap rates and your return on investment is way better than what it is over here. We just bank on a lot of the capital appreciation locally, I think, but cap rates are I think would be way better in Calgary.
yeah, cash flow, like they say in the Rich Dad
Cash
Poor
flow,
Dad,
yeah,
cash flow is king.
that's all it is, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
so that's interesting.
How has your business been going since the last 16 years? Ups and downs, or how's it been in Vancouver? Like just steadily growing? Because I see in the last, I don't know when you joined EXP, but I see that you've been growing a team since I've been following you. Yeah, like
Yeah, so when we met each other at Landmark, it was probably about 3 years ago, I think, Jason.
yep.
Right. And that time I had a somewhat a smaller team. I think three agents and two admin. And then since then, right now we have 8 agents that's on the roster, but of which 6 of them are more active on the team. So I leverage a lot since then. So ups and downs, yes. So 2007, right, 100,000, and 2008 went back to like 48,000. But 2009, so from 2008 to 2009 was the scary portion of the business. It was like 6 months with no deals, and I signed up for coaching and didn't make any money. Right, that's when I got into the $80,000 worth of debt. Right, but then 2009 March, I got into coaching and market picked up. So again, very blessed. 33 transactions in 9 months in 2009. So then it was like
you
a
know
gradual,
your numbers,
like,
eh? You know your numbers.
Yeah,
very. Like,
yeah,
I don't know my numbers at all. Yeah, that's crazy.
It's a good and a bad thing, because I always used to do this. So if I'm at this point this year, like this is where I'm at right now, first quarter, I'd want to go back to my first quarter last year, first quarter 2 years ago, see how if I'm better than those years. Right, that it's good and bad, because good is that you know where you're at, so you can improve upon it. Bad is you always tend to look back. You don't never want to look back. Right, unless it's to your benefit, to your mindset. So 2009 we earned 133, and then 2010 140, and then 2011 was $100,000 jump to 250, and then 245 2012.
Damn.
And then 2013 another 250, and then another jump to 375 2014. Crazy. And then 2015 market picked up. It like really picked up. We were 500,000.
Crazy.
And then 2016 went bananas. And then I started to really leverage and start to build something. So I hired another buyer's agent, which I delegated all my buyer deals, and I just focused on the listing business. We went straight to $1 million.
Damn.
Right. So that's
and that was just you at the beginning before you hired someone else. Was that just only you? Or
yeah, I had a partner that was like 50-50. So whatever deals we did in terms of going out there, door knocking, networking, it would be 50-50. So that's why in 2014 I had a little bit of a jump, because I had separated from my partner, realizing that a lot of the deals I could have gone 100%. So there was that jump right there. But
so you guys aren't partners anymore?
No, not partners anymore. And
friends? Are you guys friends still, or
we're still friends? Yeah, it's actually her birthday today. So happy birthday, Irene, if you're listening to this. Yeah.
That's crazy. So what
Yeah.
made the shift from those like double jumps, like you from going from like like 125 to 250, 250 to 5, and then 5 to like a mil? Like what was there anything that you can like you remember that attributed to that success of that, or?
I think it's a great question, by the way. I think it's an accumulation of all these things coming together at the right time.
Mhm.
And it was, first and foremost, I read the book Psycho-Cybernetics, and I realized that it's all about self-image. And so I had to see myself as $1 million real estate agent first, and then
Is that why you got your legendary hairstyle? And you're always in a suit. You're always in a suit, and you got that hair.
Not today.
Yeah, not today. Yeah, but yeah, you got your hairstyle, and you're in a suit. It's funny because you messaged me. You're like, "I'm not in a suit." I'm like, yeah. But that night I met you, you're in a suit for that Landmark course, right? So
yeah, that's like my brand, right? And I saw myself, like I started to put on suits and ties, I think 2013, and I just always showed up in a suit and a tie.
Mm-hmm.
And then that was like who I am. And then who I am is a Mike Ferry agent. And then I started seeing those people up on stage making $1 million. I started to hang out with them and then believe in myself, the self-image of $1 million real estate agent. And then I increased my commissions that year, remember, from 7 and 2.5 to 7 and 3.
Mm-hmm.
And the market increased like bananas, right? So that year, everything just came together, and I was working 7 days a week, 12, 14-hour days. And my coach was pushing me so hard. She was like, go get it. $1 million is possible.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So my identity went there, and everything else just came together. What's funny is, I was like, oh, am I a one-hit wonder? Is this just a 1-year thing?
Mm-hmm.
Right. So the market started crashing end of 2016 because of the foreign buyer tax.
Mm-hmm.
But 2017,
because of what?
The foreign
buyer tax.
What was that? What was that again? If you could just refresh my memory.
So because there are so many foreigners from China specifically, they're buying up property like crazy and just leaving it vacant. Right. And they're just putting their money here, so to speak.
Parking their money.
Right. They're parking their money, which is nothing wrong. It was great for us, right? So my 2016, 54% of my business was mainland China. It was that crazy. And then, everything started crashing down. They introduced this tax where it's 15% if you're a non-Canadian citizen and a non-permanent resident, you would be paying the 15% extra tax.
On top of the purchase price.
On top of the purchase price. So if you bought $1 million, it would be $115,000. Sorry, 1,150,000. Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah. So that slowed the market down, but not for very long.
Yeah.
Right. In 2017, a year. So about 6 months slowdown. And we still hit that 1 million mark. In 6 months slowdown, it started to go crazy again, February 2017. Right. And by this time, it was like, even though there were no buyers from China, the local market, so the condo market that year just heated up like crazy, and the detached market went to the shit. Right. So I made an adjustment. 2017 was great again. We did 137 transactions, just over 1.04 million in GCI. And then 2018, they introduced something else. They raised the foreign buyer tax to 20%.
Holy.
And then they introduced the empty home tax. And
what's the empty home? What's the empty home tax?
So the empty home tax is if you leave your property vacant, let's say you're a foreign investor, even though you're a citizen, but you live abroad, you buy a home, but if you leave it vacant for more than 6 months in a year, you have to pay an extra 1% of property tax.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so people, that flooded the rental market, and the rental market since still in terms of pricing has been hit. Right.
So it dipped down because of that.
Yeah.
Because everybody had to rent out their properties then.
Exactly.
Don't you guys have like a 2% transfer tax as well too?
Yes. So this applies to everybody, right? So let's just say you bought a property for $1 million, And it's actually 1% on the first 200,000, 2% on the remaining balance, which is equal to 2% minus 2,000. So 1 million equals 20,000 minus 2,000, which is 18,000. On top of the foreign buyer tax. And of course, if it's a brand new property, then you have to add the GST, which is another 5%. Now there's also luxury tax, guys. Anything over 3 million, then you pay an extra, I believe it's 2%. Over 5 million, that's extra 3%.
Holy fuck. That's a lot of taxes.
There's a lot of taxes. It's a luxury tax, right?
So, I feel like, I wonder if that's like, if people would see that as like almost racist, because that's like, there's so many Chinese people that are buying there. Is it targeted towards like a lot of like mainland Chinese that are buying there? You know what I mean? Like, it's kind of interesting because we don't have any of those taxes here.
I know, yeah. And it's like saying we're targeting the buyers from China without actually saying it.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? Yeah. So, but the thing is, I think people have very short-term memory. So when the tax was introduced, at first it was like, oh my God, it's over. It's over. You know what I mean? The market's going to crash. And then people got used to it. 2017, it just went bananas again. Right. And then they introduced another tax, and then they went bananas again. Right. And then, well, last year is a little bit different. The pandemic, it's not going to go away, but the pandemic actually helped people want to relocate from their homes that they didn't like anymore, which is happening in Calgary and everywhere around the world. So in the real estate industry, we're very blessed, I would think.
Yeah. That makes sense.
So is it still a lot of foreign investor buying?
Right now, not a lot. Not
It's
a
more
lot. I would
locals?
think locals and or expats, a lot of people coming back from Hong Kong who already have citizenship here, so they don't have to pay the foreign buyer tax. They're coming back, and a lot of them have purchased in the last couple of years virtually.
Interesting. Like just on a video call.
Just on a video call, and a lot of times they purchase off pre-construction. They purchase off of floor plans anyways. So it's not like they need to be here to go see the whole. You know what I mean?
Just send them the copy of the floor plans and then they're just buy it.
Exactly. It's crazy.
We're in the wrong city, Dave.
I know. It's funny. It's funny because like one of my friends, he's been telling me, he was like, you need to go to Vancouver because his mom's a realtor out there. And she's like, my mom's like, his background's Filipino. He's like, my mom's a fob and she's been doing real estate out there and she's like killing it because she's just been in the game for so long, right? And he was just saying like, yeah, like what you guys are doing in Calgary, like I see what you guys are doing. You guys need to be doing that in Van.
Yeah, big time. I always say, again, much respect to you guys being able to grind it out. If you were to move your business here with your work ethic and your systems in place, like you guys are going to kill it, make a lot of money. I would think. Yeah.
Well, for sure, because the prices are higher also. So are you saying
same commission structure?
Same commission. Are you saying like a lot of the times, I think we're having that in our business, we're not even seeing the client, but a lot of times for you, it's a foreign investor, they just call and they're like, hey, we're ready to buy. And then how does the closing happen though if they're overseas?
Yeah, so we actually have a notary that works with notaries abroad. So let's say someone is purchasing and they're buying completely virtual and they want to close in Hong Kong. So my notary here has someone there that they correspond with. All they need to do is send over the documents over there, and then they see the notary in person and sign there. We're all good.
Interesting.
That easy, hey?
Yeah, I don't think we have enough like foreign Asian buyers in the city. Like I feel like they're all going to either Toronto, Vancouver, and Montreal, I heard. But because the number one reason why a lot of the foreign investments going to these major cities is also because of the universities, and like U of C is actually not very highly rated. Like they'd rather go to Edmonton than go to Calgary because U of A is like a renowned school, right? So I was reading in this article, but that's the number one reason why a lot of foreign investors in Asia are buying in those major cities, because they want their children to have a home to go to a good school.
Right.
So That's where Calgary they shit the bed on that one, I guess.
Yeah.
I think, well, I mean, you guys had such a strong oil industry, you know, for so many years, and you know, now you guys are probably building up some other industries, right? And I think the people who make the most money are realtors in Calgary, no? Right
Yeah.
now, I would
No.
think, right?
I think it's
No?
like dentists,
Tech?
doctors,
Okay,
engineers.
okay.
Yeah. And then like real estate agents are pretty up there, but they don't have a
Pretty
cap,
up there, right?
right? Because
Right.
I mean, if you're a big producing agent and you're doing like 150 plus deals here in the city, I think you would supersede any doctors or dentists and stuff like that.
I would think so. I mean, I was looking at this guy, Justin Havre.
Havre,
Is that how you
yeah.
Havre?
Havre,
Havre?
yeah.
Haber,
What,
yeah.
178 deals in a month or something like that? Like how is that even possible?
I
He's got
think it's
60 agents.
yeah, 60 agents.
60 agents. That's like that's more than a brokerage.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
He's a
I think he's the
beast, man.
biggest one in North America.
For Remax.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah, for Remax.
Remax. Got it.
Yeah,
Okay, wow.
yeah.
Good for him, man.
Weren't
Yeah.
you at Remax before, or where were you before?
No, I was at a boutique brokerage called Rennie and
Reggie?
Associates.
Oh, Rennie.
Oh
So
yeah.
Rennie, yeah,
Mhm.
Rennie is a big name here locally.
Mhm,
They have been project marketing
mhm.
for the past 25 years, since
Mhm.
1996.
Mhm.
And Bob, the company sells around 2,000 units on the pre-sale end,
Mhm.
and then about just about that as well on the resale end. But mainly the revenues of the company come from the pre-sale end, because there's not a lot of overhead. Any marketing costs are borne by the developer.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, is there a lot more smaller boutique brokerages in Vancouver?
I don't think a lot.
Mhm.
There's one that's very prominent called Oakland Realty, and it's just a couple agents that got together 2012, and they've just been crushing it. Great branding. They built it up to about 450 agents within 9 years, right? So, you know, props to them. But the other smaller ones like Jovi Realty, Team 3000, there's not a lot.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think there's more in Calgary, no? CIR, or you know,
Yeah, we got like
Yeah.
CIR, Maxwell, Remax. I think those
Right.
are the big ones. But I
Right.
feel like the brokerage model is shifting where it's becoming like smaller boutiques, and
smaller
I
boutiques.
and I even see like EXP starting to grow, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Significantly, right?
Yeah, a lot of major agents have left to EXP probably in the last like 6 months. They grew their agents quite a bit, just because I think people are understanding that these bigger brokerages are not offering as much as they could be for the price that they're charging.
Yeah.
Mm.
Right. Makes sense. Makes
Mhm.
sense.
John, tell me more about your shift. I'm very interested in after you read the book. I've actually read it a while ago. Psychos, what is it?
Cybernetics.
Cybernetics.
Psychocybernetics.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What? So talk about the shift where, yeah, that you did with after reading that book. You said you changed your image. Like, what was exactly that you did that really shifted you?
I think it was affirming, because I used to affirm a lot that, I'm gonna make $1 million. I'm gonna make $1 million. I'm gonna make $1 million. And the book actually taught me to affirm something else, which is, you know, who I am, right, is a millionaire real estate agent. Who I am is the one who easily and effortlessly makes $1 million a year. So it's not do, have, then be, because that's what I came from before. It was like, you know, forcing an outcome, do whatever it takes to get to that level, to be that person, but it's actually reverse. So you have to see that yourself, act as if, right, that you're that person already, and then all the actions that you do are consistent with that being, who you're being, right? And then you can have the things that the real millionaire real estate agents have.
Yeah.
But you got to be first. So that was the switch, is the self-image. Who do I see myself as first? The book talks about him being a plastic surgeon, and all these women that came to him would get 1 surgery, 2 surgeries, and then they wouldn't stop because this in here
Oh,
didn't
yeah, I remember.
change.
Yeah.
They still saw themselves as that ugly duckling.
Mm,
So they just
interesting.
kept going. But if they changed the inside, then the outside, they probably needed just maybe 1 or 2 things and then they're good. You know what I mean? But if you didn't
Just
work
a
on them,
nose job, right? Yeah.
it'll just keep going like,
Yeah.
Michael Jackson style, right?
Yeah.
So
That's crazy. So it sounds like it's like a book about like reverse engineering, like imagining where you want to be and then working backwards from that.
correct. And all those books that I read beforehand kind of put it all together. The Secret in 2006, I was like mind blown. I don't know if you guys, the first time you've seen that DVD back then,
The
you're like,
Secret. Yeah.
oh
Yeah.
yeah. I
Yeah.
was like, no, this isn't real. Like the law of attraction is
Yeah.
real,
Mhm.
right? And then I was
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
then but then there was something missing because I was always visualizing and then going out there and taking all the actions and visualizing the outcome, but I was always coming from a place of doing. I just kept doing, but then I didn't see myself as that person who is worthy of all the success. That was the major switch to answer your question. Very long answer to a quick question.
No, it's a very good answer. I'm still trying to understand though what made you actually start to believe and be that person. So
Oh, it wasn't a 1-day thing. It wasn't a
Yeah.
1-day thing, but
Yeah.
the realization that the self-image was the most important piece of the whole thing
yes,
had me realize, right? But it wasn't, I had already been exposed to that idea of more of who I am, not what I do, is that's going to get me there, right? But then after that book, I was like, oh my gosh, I got to see myself as that person first. Do I see myself worthy of the money that I want to make? I didn't see that before. I was like, oh my God, these guys do that. That's not me. That's not me. Like I'm a guy who makes, 350,000. I could never break through. For those years that I was stuck at 250,000, my goal was always 400, and I just couldn't break through because I didn't see myself there. And the other thing was, okay, I didn't believe that I needed that much money to run my life. So in 2012, I put down how much I want to spend $1 million. So it's $83,333 per month. And I wrote down each and every item that I would spend monthly to make that up on a yellow piece of paper, scratch that. And 2016, when I pulled it out, I was like, oh my gosh, it all came true. Right.
Yeah,
so
you
it's
put it
just,
into fruition.
I did.
Yeah.
I did.
Is that when you
But
bought that
you know
car?
what? The thing is,
so because I saw you bought a
2000
new car. Just
yeah. So then 2020 was another story. It was another breakthrough, right? Because I was like, I was always trying to buy more real estate, to create residual income, and then but then it was for Vancouver, it was more about ego. I told people that I had 8 properties, and of which 4 of them are majority negative cash flow. So I just could just say that I own 8 properties. I'm like, woo, I'm rich, but I'm not. Right? Like 2020, when commissions went down the first few months of the year, I was like so scared. So I was like, okay, this can't go on, because I was negative 4,000 in my cash flow. Okay, from those properties
every month.
And then yeah,
crazy.
every month. So I was like, I was feeling rich, and so it's a tax write-off. But I was like, okay, my commissions are always going to be here, so I don't have to worry. But when commissions start slimming down a bit, you start to feel the pain, right? So then, I sold those properties last year and just started to invest in things that only created cash flow and not negative cash flow. So the thing is, I didn't want to go backwards in my net worth.
Yeah.
Stupid, right? Stupid. But little did I know that when I sold those properties, the equity that I pulled out, I paid off all my debt. My net worth actually went up, and my cash flow went up every month.
Yeah, that's
and so I started feeling more abundant again. Yeah, right. I think you guys are smart guys. Like, it's all about cash flow, and I think the properties in Calgary,
Yeah, we
I
have
think
to
that's a
here.
smart way to go. You
The
have to,
reason
right?
the appreciation here in Calgary is very slim. Like it's not much growth on a property, right? So if you're buying slowly based on appreciation, Calgary's the wrong place for that. But if you're
Yeah,
buying slowly on cash flow and appreciation is a bonus, then there's a lot of upswing on that, right? Because there
yes.
are lot of cash flowing properties here, and the value of the properties are not that expensive. Like for one property in Vancouver, you could probably buy 3 cash flowing properties in Calgary, right?
Okay. Well, I gotta look into it. Send me something.
I gotta show you the numbers here, man, especially for Airbnb, right? Airbnb here.
Yeah.
We've been pushing hard on the Airbnbs because
Mhm.
the prices that you're getting here to Airbnb a unit is pretty good return, right?
That's
But
another hurdle for BC is that not many Airbnb, especially in downtown or lower mainland,
Banned.
unless you're the owner of the property and you are primary resident of that property, they don't allow you to do a Airbnb.
Yeah, there's a lot of
Yeah,
restrictions.
a lot of restrictions in our city, but yeah, no, we should talk. We should
Yeah.
talk, definitely.
Oh, I'll be in Vancouver in May if you want to link up.
Oh, dude, let's definitely link up.
Yeah, for
Yeah,
sure.
by then it'll be more open, so it'll be
Mhm.
good. Yeah.
Sounds good.
what would you say you've learned in the last 2 years growing your business? The biggest things you've learned to elevate your real estate game, like you've done.
I think it's becoming a better leader every single day, right? Because at this point in my career, I'm I don't want to keep chasing the top 10%, top 1%. It's meaningless now. So I want to see my guys succeed.
Mhm.
So if my 6 agents or all 8 agents on the team, if they're all hitting their goals, that's my goal.
Mhm.
Like I can take care of my finances now, right? Like I'm not negative cash flow anymore. So I just want them to succeed. And if I can help them get what they want, I immediately get what I want anyways.
Mhm.
So that's all I focused on. And, in the past, so 2018, 19, 20. So Jason, I took the team management leadership program.
Mm.
Game
Yeah, I was gonna
changer.
ask you, do you do a lot of self-development also, like landmark, other courses? Like, do you
To
do a
help you
lot of,
guys.
yeah, like you do a lot too, right? I'm assuming, because I know that one that you were in was like a heavy one. Wasn't that like a year or something? The team
Yeah,
management?
team
Yeah.
management leadership program was 2 years.
Oh, 2 years.
2-year program, 2-year program. And last up until I think last month, I had 7 coaches.
Holy shit.
7
7.
coaches, yes.
Like
7
what
coaches.
for which types, like for business, for personal, like
Real
all.
estate.
I had a personal development course with what's called the being the solution
Mhm.
personal development course with Daryl Rutherford. This man was 97 before he passed away, and I had the pleasure of coaching with him from 2017 to 2019 when he passed, or 18, I think, when he passed. And so that's one. And then abundance coaching, which is a spin-off of that one. I had a team coach, Jason Simard and Nevin Hollett out of St. John's. And then I have a landmark coach one-on-one. And I have a agent attraction coach, Casey Council. And then another, this is more, it's called GoPro Accelerator, which is Eric Worre.
That's a lot of
7
coaches.
coaches.
Damn.
7 coaches. But I want so much, guys. I want
Yeah.
so much. But
Yeah.
there's only so much me
Yeah.
and physically.
Exactly.
So, now I've cut back on a couple coaches, which I feel a lot more freedom. And what I focused on in 2020 is health, first and foremost, and then it's family. If you can get your home right, everything else is okay. Like it's all gravy. We have all of our limbs. I got my eyesight. I can speak. I can see. You know what I mean? And everything else is just gravy. If we're not living under a tarp, we've already made it. And 99% of all of our problems are first world problems.
Yeah, exactly.
If I come from that, then my day is good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But we get into this, like sometimes we pigeonhole ourselves into like, I just want more.
Yeah. It's like
But
gratitude.
Gratitude. Exactly.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
that was actually one of the questions I was gonna ask, because like you're busy, you're producing a lot, you have family, you guys have kids as well too, and then you're also running a team of 8 agents. Like, how do
Mhm.
you find balance between like your personal life and also your business life, right?
Yeah, I mean, Crystal's very, very understanding.
Mhm,
She takes care of 100% of all the house stuff,
mhm,
right? And I delegate a lot of, bill payments. I don't do it. And, everything, anything and everything. Thank God she's so smart in taking care of all that. On the
mhm.
tech side too, like all the podcasts and the YouTube stuff, she does it all,
Oh
right?
shit.
So we kind of incorporated family life into that. So we made it fun a little bit.
Mhm,
You guys are
And,
like a team. You guys
yeah,
get to,
we're
yeah.
like a team,
Mhm.
right? And she's actually very excited about doing all that. So that I'm not excited about that. So I'm just her little puppet. So she has fun at that. So incorporated family into work. And because of the pandemic, I actually stayed home and worked.
mhm,
And so I could see Zoe all the time.
mhm.
So it's kind of like, when I can just step outside of my den where I work, I could just spend time with them.
Yeah.
It's actually pretty cool. So it's been a blessing. But you know what? I made a lot of changes. When working 7 days a week, when I didn't come home a lot, it was like I would go out 7 o'clock in the morning. I wouldn't be home till 9, 10 o'clock at night.
Mhm.
And one day, I swear, one day, I came home. She was in the dark on her laptop, and the lights were off, and the laptop, the light was shining on her face, and she was just typing. And I'm like, oh, what's wrong? Right? This is like a couple years into our marriage, and she didn't say anything. So I kept asking her, and then she finally said, not looking at me, she said, "When am I going to be happy again?"
Oh.
Yeah, that's a
So if you
big
have a
one.
partner, that hurts.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
And what did you
yeah.
say?
I said, well, then, and changes have got to
You
be
gotta make a
made.
change. Yeah, yeah.
So that's when I picked up Landmark, Jason,
Oh.
and I started to become really self-expressed with her.
Mm.
Mm.
And we clean a lot of stuff up. You know what that means? Just
Yeah.
completing things. Being in communication with each other. And
Mhm.
she took the Landmark form and then both communication courses as well.
Yeah.
So we started to speak the same language. Thank God for Landmark. It probably was better than 3 years of therapy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I also took the course as well too.
Oh,
Yeah,
nice.
yeah.
I finished the SELP. I've done a lot of the seminars, and then Jason and I are right now in the effectiveness seminar.
The guy's a beast.
I know.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's great learning from him. Like,
Yeah.
we're like, why not learn from one of the, like, a huge restaurant owner in the city, right? Running teams, like how they got it done. So it's actually very interesting listening to him talk about stuff, because right now,
The bigger problems you have, the bigger, like the better you become as a person, right? You
yeah,
grow because of those bigger problems,
yeah,
right? So
intentions. Yeah,
exactly.
it's a big thing about intentions right now, and just like, where do you want to be? What do you want to create? And also reverse engineering it so that it actually works in your life. So
Yeah.
it's pretty solid.
Yeah.
This is good. I get the language too. It's great. It's all about reverse
Mm,
engineering, unfolding backwards.
mhm.
Yeah.
Language and communication, I think, is very important in like a business and a relationship, right? And I feel like that's why a lot of relationships or businesses suffer, because there's that language barrier and communication barrier that isn't mutually understood. When I say, oh, you're in a story or you're in an act, you understand that, right?
Yeah.
Because we've all gone through that course of like, what does that actually mean?
Mhm.
And so, at the beginning with me and Dave, it was very hard communicating with him. And for us to communicate as business partners. But I found after he took the course, it was very like, okay, now he understands me actually what I'm saying, right? And I think that's what's pushed us our business further, right?
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
that's
it's
a
so
big thing.
important.
Do you get your team to take courses, like Landmark courses, or do you recommend it to them?
Everybody has taken it except for Renee, which is my longest partner in the business. She
Why
hasn't.
not?
I don't know,
Yeah.
but she's got a very good head on her shoulders,
Mhm.
and we can communicate. And she's very straightforward because a lot of times, a lot of people don't know how to express themselves,
Mhm.
and she knows how to express herself. If something's wrong, she won't hold it in. She'll
Mhm.
just tell me straight out. So I'm like, okay, good. But
Yeah.
any agent that wants to do any self-development courses, it's on the team.
Mm.
If they say, John, I want to go do Landmark, it's on the team. They say,
That's fair.
John, they want to go to the Mike Bayer seminar, it's on the team,
Interesting.
right?
Yeah.
So I just provide that for them. Then we can speak the same language.
Yeah, I think that's really important, especially like I feel like it's like even more important with guys because guys bring a lot of ego into the business. And like after we kind of created that, mindset and also the similar ideologies in the business, like it was just smooth sailing, right? But like, did you ever find that was an issue with you working with other males in that had joined your team?
Yes, definitely. There were younger guys.
How do you deal with that? Yeah. Yeah.
Well, the thing is, a lot of times, unfortunately, if you're on a team and one guy wants to have their own team,
Mhm.
unfortunately, just not going to work. And I've had a couple guys come on the team and they want to do their own thing, and I just had to wish them well.
Mhm.
And we're still boys will still be boys. It's all good. No hard feelings. And you know what? I wish them well. And today they have their own successful teams or their own businesses, and it's all good. But it's always more painful if you just leave it hanging and kind of drag it out. Instead, you might want to just cut it off as soon as possible. If I feel like, okay, like you want your own stuff, that's why you're not working hard on the team stuff. You got to tell me sooner.
Yeah.
Or if I noticed it, I got to say something sooner instead of leaving it saying, okay, well, or gossiping with my own other members, like, what the hell is he doing? Right? Being nasty about it. Instead, I could just come out and say, hey, you know what? This is what I've been noticing, man. And, no fault to yours. I just want to be totally upfront, straightforward, and open with you. If you are looking to go your own direction, let me know. It's all good. We still be buddies. Right. And
No
so
hard feelings.
now it's like, if you are no hard feelings, and if you guys as team leaders, you want to look for somebody who wants to really crush it, but really don't care about a name. I think that's probably the best fit. Like, I can help you, hit your goals, your deal goal, and then your money goal. Right. And then it's not about us two as team leaders. It's about you and hitting your goals. That's always what I focus on. So in fact, I wanted to, in the next couple of years, just take the name John Tsai Group completely out of the equation. It's just a generic name, but they can thrive under the system. They can brand themselves under this generic name, right? And I can help them produce, and I provide all the back end, the admin, the self-development, the coaching, mentoring, daily powwows, equity, retirement plan, everything on this end here. And then they just go and run. Right. I just set that up for them.
Yeah.
Do you have systems?
But right now, fortunately, we have great people.
Do you have systems in place?
Oh, go ahead.
Do you have systems in place right now with everything that you do? Because I wanted to ask too, like, you seem very disciplined. Like, you have is it 4:30 a.m. club now? Like, what, you have a 4:30 a.m. club, 5 a.m. club, and you're so busy throughout the day. Like, how do you manage all that, and how do you stay disciplined consistently?
Yeah, it's very, very structured in the morning, right? So I know that in the morning, I got to get my must do's out of the way. My must do's are in the morning are I meditate, I do my gym stuff, and then I go into 2 role plays in the morning, 2 real estate role plays, and then I go into my prospecting.
But with
and
other
then
people,
we do a team meeting every single morning. with
Is
other agents.
Okay.
Damn.
And that's every morning.
Every Monday to Friday.
Damn. That is commitment. That is really
Yeah.
solid though. Because
Yeah.
we do a weekly
Yeah.
meeting.
And then 9 o'clock. Oh, weekly.
Yeah, we
Okay.
do a weekly meeting for 3
I
hours.
do a 3 hours. Okay, so that's good.
Mhm.
I do a one hour a week, and then every day we do about 15 to 20 minutes of powwow.
Mm.
And what's powwow?
So basically it's like getting on Zoom just like this and be like, hey, Jason, good morning. What are you up to today? How many people are you reaching out to? What
Mhm.
clients are you servicing? Any questions for the team that we can, kind of brainstorm on? And then we go to David and so on and so forth. And after everybody's done, we go into affirmations and just set up the day powerfully.
Interesting.
And this is every single morning.
Every single morning, Monday to Friday.
Yeah, it's like goal planning, and then also setting it off with like a very positive attitude. So once you hit the floor running, it's like you're good.
Yeah, so I create that for the team every morning, and except for this morning, I told them, hey, I'm coming to Fairmont. See you guys next week. But yeah, so structure and discipline and delegation. But I'm still, hey, I'm not nowhere near perfect. I want to be a leader where I want to be able to leverage out of the day to day, but it takes work, and it takes trial and error, and it takes a lot of failure. I've had so much turnover, right? I've had guys and gals come and leave, and it hurts when people leave. You as a team leader take it personally sometimes, right? But yeah, so far so good.
I guess that's the hard part too, as being a leader, is like you put a lot of time and energy into it, and then it's like if they end up leaving, then you're like, well, fuck, that was my time, right? But I think you can't get attached to that result as being an effective leader, because like you don't really want, if there's poison in the team, you don't want that around there anyways. So it's better to cut
Exactly.
it off,
Yeah, and I always have to take full responsibility for whatever happens on the team. Is that I chose this person to hire this person to come in, and if they're toxic, I chose to let that happen, right? And I have to take responsibility of that, and I can't blame anybody for that. And if they're not succeeding at a high level, it's not them, it's me. As the team leader, I didn't coach them well to do what they're supposed to do, so it's always on me. Not like a martyrdom, but like responsibility. You know what I mean?
Yeah, take ownership of it.
Oh, by the way, two books, Dichotomy of Leadership and Extreme Ownership by Leif Babin and Jocko Willing. Gotta read those two.
Okay, I'm gonna write that right now.
So are you practicing real estate full time and doing this, like the team, or did you kind of simmer down on the real estate and focus more on the team?
Right now, I'm focusing more on the team and working on the business. I still love to work in the business. Like, I love making calls, love connecting with my clients.
Yeah, because I see that you have those 50 calls.
50 calls,
Yeah,
done. Yeah, now I pulled it back to 10 calls. Can you imagine how uncomfortable that was? I was more comfortable doing 50 calls a day
That's
than
crazy.
doing 10.
Yeah.
Right. And so, but now I have the time to work on the team, work on the structure of the team, and make sure that I have enough opportunities for the guys and work on the big picture things. Right. Instead of me just working in the business, bringing in leads, and I don't train them as much, that actually hurts me and my bottom line. Right. Because I can only do so much physically myself, and the rest has to be done by the team. I'm still learning, but I think I've, now that I'm transitioning from more doing to more being a leader, it's worked out a lot better. So last year, we did 132 transactions, about 1.6 million in GCI. I was able to net, well, not net, but like to me, commissions wise, just added $1 million. And I probably have gone on 20 listing appointments.
Crazy.
Yeah.
So
So
you're doing splits with the team then, obviously, right?
yes.
Okay.
So it's 50-50.
Mhm.
If the team gives them an opportunity,
Mhm.
but it's 60-40 if they bring it in. So if they're friends and family or their own cold calls,
Mhm.
then it's 60-40. But I pay for all marketing, all admin, basically any cost with regards to doing business, it's on the team.
That's good.
Mm-hmm.
We're going through that right now, actually. It's just like trying to figure out the splits, and like how to do each split per deal. But it sounds like you have a standard and you stick to that with everything.
Yeah, and I found that to be working the best so far. I used to have it that if they bring in their first 5 deals, it's going to be from 50 to 55.
Mhm.
But it's really hard, right? Because I give them enough opportunity from my end, so they'll never go up in splits. So now I just say, hey, you know what? No matter what happens, it's 60-40 if you bring it in, right? And then I have a couple members, right, that are so the 2 outside of the 6, they're on 25-75 splits. I don't pay for their marketing, but I give them the admin support. That's 25-75.
So you're 25, they're 75?
Yeah.
That's pretty fair. Because I feel like the admin part of it is what is the most time consuming anyways. And
yeah,
it's essentially working on the business or in the business. It needs to be done no matter what, but it actually takes away from the income producing. Right?
exactly. So I provide that for them at a 25% split. And obviously I mentor and coach them all at the same time. They come to all the meetings, but I just don't pay for their marketing.
Oh, that's fair.
Do you do any marketing or is it all referral based for you?
It's mostly referral based. About 60% of our business is referral based. But now that we're starting to really reach out to online leads, right now our ad budget is, so bold leads, we're spending about $900. And then prime seller leads, $2,500. And then another $1,500 on this thing called likable agent. If you guys want the contacts, I can give it to you. There's really, really good stuff. So what is that total? Like maybe $5,000
a month.
A month. Yeah.
Crazy.
That's worth it because like they don't have to, as an agent, I feel like a huge, like you're spending a lot of that money anyways. And if you're a new agent or someone that's coming into it, like why spend like their own money on that and actually just do the split, because the startup cost for them is a lot less, right? So
some people get it, some people don't. Some new agents are still like, oh, I shouldn't have to pay 50-50. So I'm like, okay, well, you're probably not someone that's going to be what I'm looking for, and I wish you well. And definitely if so that's why under the EXP platform, they still belong to my group, but not my team.
Interesting.
In fact, I actually encourage new agents that come in to EXP, they want to join my team. I'm like, are you sure? Because I can help you achieve your goals, but if you want to build your own team, I can help you do that. Right. But at EXP, I still receive a little bit of the override. So on top of the 8 people that are on my team right now, I have 379 agents in my group.
Damn.
Right. So I'm receiving a residual income from that, and then the team commissions as well.
No wonder you don't want to do any more real estate. 379, holy crap, man.
You should become a coach. You start coaching all these guys to get some more people underneath them, and then you're good.
Well, yeah, I mean, but the thing is, I never want to let go of my real estate sales aspect, because I have clients that I really love and I want them to be serviced correctly and properly.
Yeah.
And that's why I have great people that can service them.
Yeah.
Right.
I feel like that's a hard thing for myself as well too, is that like I have a lot of like very dedicated clients that like to work with me, but it's like I want to have like the service like with that I can feel comfortable passing it off, where if they're happy with it, you know what I mean? And like sometimes I'm like, oh, should I give this client away or not? But I think it really comes down to like training and making sure that the service that you're getting from me is the exact same service you're getting from anybody else on the team.
Absolutely.
And that
yeah.
it's just seamless, right? So I think that comes down to a lot of training and also just like structures in place where the clients feel like they're always getting full service no matter what.
Exactly. And just while we're on that, I switched my language from saying that, hey, this is my buyer's agent, Bonnie. She's gonna take care of you from here on out. Right. Although the service is great, the setup was not so great. So now whatever I say is my partner, Michael, will give you a call. We'll set the whole thing up and we'll make sure that your goals are achieved. Right? Partner instead of my buyer's agent, my listing specialist. Right? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
When you say partner, then it's a different level. Then you're on the same level. So okay, well, we're getting John. It's John's and John's partner. Right? And that's why I want to leverage out of the John Tsai group name eventually.
Yeah.
That's kind of why we picked like the YYC real estate group, because we're like,
smart.
Do we want to be a team name or do we want to be like a specific person? Because I feel like when you have a specific person, you may outgrow that specific person and that the vision of that as well. So that's why we developed the YYC real estate group.
That's smart. That's very smart.
Yeah, because we're like, should we use our names?
Yeah.
And then David's like, I don't want people to know my name.
Yeah. I didn't like being in the forefront of the business. I didn't like taking photos. I didn't like being on camera. Like I'm the agent that likes to get stuff done in the background, right? So,
right.
But I didn't want my name on there. And then we were like, okay, our names are so ethnic as well too, that we don't want to lose out on like people that might think that we're just like fob Asians, So we're like, all right, we're YYC Real Estate Group. This is David. This is Jason. No last names. Like that's it. Right?
That's great.
So...
No, that's smart. I think that's the way to go. If you want to build a team, solid team that everybody can feel like they're a part of. But I've just been around so long as a single agent until 10 years after that I still started to build a team. But now I want to go your guys' route, which is so smart. Yeah.
That'd be sweet. Well, you should brand out the YVR Real Estate Group.
YVR. there's already a few, right? There's YVR Global. There's YVR. All these guys, yeah. So
it doesn't flow as well. I feel
like.
It doesn't roll off the tongue as smoothly.
No, I don't think so either. Yeah.
That's funny. That's awesome.
Dave, do you have any more questions for John?
Yeah, I had a couple questions actually. Because you have a background in psychology, and I feel like that's actually a really interesting, like a major that you've had to actually apply into the business, because a lot of what we do is psychology and also just like managing people's expectations, understanding people, listening, and doing that. I just wondered how like your psychology background actually really helped you in your real estate.
Well, if it did, I wouldn't remember, right? But I think because I come from that background that I was more open to reading more the psychology types of sales books, and it comes to mindset. So I'm a big mindset guy today, right? So I think that had something to do with it, but I don't know if it's because of what I learned in school, but it certainly gave me the direction to go into more mindset stuff in real estate.
Yeah.
So yeah, I guess yes. Yeah.
And then the other question I had was, you mentioned that you were living in Taiwan before. So is your background's Taiwanese?
Yeah.
Okay. So you speak pretty fluent Mandarin then as well.
I would like to think so, but after me speaking to some guys who are actually really fluent, I'm like, wow, that I'm nowhere near that.
Yeah. Because I was actually looking at like pre-COVID into taking Mandarin. I was actually taking some Japanese classes, and like I actually enjoyed the languages. I'm just wondering if that actually helped your business a lot, because you were saying that you were dealing with a lot of Chinese mainland clients, right?
You know what, it did. Yeah, I was very, very lucky. 2012 to 16, a lot of deals came from, hey, John, you speak Mandarin, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna throw you a client. I got so many opportunities because of that. Now it's not as important, right? But back then, wow, like what a huge opportunity, because I had the Mandarin skills that people passed me business strictly because of that. But I think no matter what, sales skills and being able to communicate in general trumps all that.
Yeah.
For sure.
If you're a
Combination,
good
yeah.
communicator, it comes across. There's no language barrier if you're
Mhm.
just a great salesperson.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That's a good.
I
that's
agree
good
on that.
advice.
Yeah. Well, and if the mindset's there too, right?
Mhm.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's a big one that came up with a lot of our guests, is that it wasn't something like when they believed that something was not capable of achieving, they realized that it was a mindset problem. And every time that they had a shift in their mindset, that's when they started to attain those goals and get those things done that they thought that they could never achieve, because like the same mindset that they were using to try to do those things weren't in existence because they never done it before.
Right.
Mhm.
Right.
So
For sure. Dude,
Before
I
we-
wanted to say something. I don't mean to botch those luxury tax numbers. So I'm gonna send you what I found official numbers. So viewers can be like, yo, this John guy doesn't know what he's talking about, dude. Okay. I just kept thinking about that. Okay, I'm complete.
It's clear now. It's clear now.
Yeah,
If they listen to the whole episode, listen to the whole episode.
It's awesome.
I just have a few more questions before we wrap this up. What
Sure.
advice can you give to someone? I feel like, well, I guess this is a more personal question to us about growing the team and growing the real estate to the next level. Because I feel like this year I have been like, okay, we need to make a shift because like we've been steadily growing, but I want that jump. How would you say we get to that next level?
Yeah, the next level is just around the corner, and you have to do something that's dramatically uncomfortable, whatever that may be for you, as an opportunity. So for example, for me to grow, I knew the opportunity for me was to go to invest in online lead gen. I was so uncomfortable. I was like dabbling like $250 a month, $500 a month. And now we're like $5,000 a month. So that for me was the next level. And for me to actually, if I made the same amount of money in real estate, but I prospected from 50 people to 10 people and make the same amount of money, I actually come out on top. That's already the next level. But then it is scalable because I can use my other time to work on the business to go to even a higher level and hire more people, right? And then create more opportunities for leads and train on conversion to go to the next level. But the other thing I would say is don't be in a rush. Don't be in a rush, right? I failed all my way through, and I had people, coming in and out. It was like a revolving door, and I had to be okay with it. And just keep moving forward, no matter what. Just keep moving forward. Don't be in a rush, and do something uncomfortable to build the team. Because uncomfortable as a single agent, as you and I know, it's picking up the phone and calling people. Very uncomfortable. But on a higher level, working on the business is becoming a great leader, and becoming a great leader is uncomfortable. So whatever that is for you guys, that you already know what to do. So like Landmark, sometimes you don't know what you don't know. That's when you have to hire a coach or a consultant to look at your team structure, right? But if you already know something that is going to take you to the next level and you're not doing it, that's exactly what you should do.
Yeah, I'm actually doing a coaching right now for
Oh, nice.
one of our friends. They have a sales training course. They're actually from Vancouver. So I'm taking that right now. I just did their class last week, and then I have like a few repeat things. I actually did my morning call with them this morning, and then I
Nice.
just actually signed up with another one from an agent in LA that it's like a pretty big producer out there. So it's like you need to talk to people that are doing it.
That's what we're doing, Dave.
Yeah, we'll have to add John to this. Yeah, exactly.
That's awesome.
Exactly.
But yeah, man, I appreciate this so much. It's been fun today, man, and let's keep connected, and obviously we'll keep masterminding. And if you guys have any questions, I don't even know what your production is at. You're probably doing more than I am. And
No. I think we did like what 40-50 deals last year.
Yeah, but the deals are not as big as yours, so it's probably like half the size, right? So we need to do so we calculated it out. I think we need to do about 8 deals a month to be where we want to be at for the next stage. And then once we surpass that, we'll keep on trying to double that, right? So but I think a big thing too to leverage time is building a team, so that when like it gives you back more time without losing your own personal time. Because as a single agent, or like, you know, a self-employed agent, if you're doing all that, you literally have no life.
Yeah.
Like you don't have time
Yeah,
for
no
yourself, right? So it's
No,
like,
no.
and if you're going to be living like that, it's like, well, what are you living for? To just work? Like, you know, that's not, like, life's too short at the end of the day. So it's like, why would you be spending your whole life just to like make this money when you don't even have a life for yourself?
You hit it right on the head, man. I'll leave off with this. Through building a team, I was able to go from 12, 14-hour days, 7 days a week, to now I'm working 4 days a week and 7 hours a day. And last year, like I said, 132 transactions. I went on 20 listing appointments, right? So that's, I'm going towards the freedom end, right? But I had to fail all this way. It wasn't easy, but I come to this point, so I'm very grateful. And man, like if like Jason called me, what was it, like a couple weeks ago? You had some questions, dude. David, hit me up anytime. I'm
for
here.
Sure. I actually have an agent that is actually interested in Vancouver to join a team, and I was like, you need to talk to John. He was actually looking to like get his license. He's actually from Calgary. He's also a graduate as well too from Landmark.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so he has good communication. And then he was actually asking about it. I'm like, well, let me wait till I go on this podcast call with John, and I'll do an introduction to him. So
thanks,
Awesome.
man.
yeah,
That's
sure.
awesome.
Yeah, no problem.
I just want to, before we end it, what was that? I really love what you said. You failed all the way through. Is that it? You failed all the way through to success.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, because that's how I feel. I feel like I failed all the way through.
Oh man.
Yeah.
You know what it is? I think it's what did they say? I think it's Winston Churchill that said if you can, success is going from failure to failure without losing your enthusiasm. And that is tough as hell, man. And I've had my days, right? You just are mad at everything. But again, I'm gonna go back to what I said is, if we're not under a tarp right now, we've made it.
Yeah.
We're good. Yeah. And everything else is 99% of all our problems are first world problems. So that we hit the lottery jackpot by being realtors. And that's why people think we are overpaid, you know.
Until you're in it.
Until you are a realtor, then you're like,
yeah,
I'm underpaid.
Where can the people find you? Like social media, website, like location?
Thank you. So John Tsai on Facebook, Tsai Real Estate on Instagram, Clubhouse, and Twitter. And what's my TikTok? I've only had like 3 videos on TikTok, but I think it's Tsai Real Estate as well.
Okay.
Yeah, just building that up.
Awesome.
So,
that's a good one. Awesome.
Yeah.
And then we'll talk about you investing in Calgary.
Yeah, we'll talk, man.
Yeah.
Cash flow.
It will cash flow. It will cash flow. Okay.
Awesome.
Perfect.
Thanks,
All right.
Sean. Thanks
Cool.
for the call. Thank you so
Cheers,
much.
guys.
Yeah.
All the
Thanks.
best.
You too. Bye.
Cheers.
Bye.
Okay.